All right, today I'm going to show you some of the ways I use artificial intelligence to create online interactive game-based quizzes and learning lessons. All right, so you're probably familiar with Kahoot. I like to use Kahoot for different things. I like to use Nearpod for different things. I just like to use BlueKit for different things. And I like to use Quizlets for different things. So those are four main sites that make interactive assessments, learning experiences, game-based learning, all this stuff. So what I have been doing recently with Kahoots is I've been creating weekly Kahoot challenges. All right, so let's take a look at what a weekly Kahoot challenge is. So here we have a weekly Kahoot challenge on the periodic table. I have 5 multiple choice questions, and I have 5 like PowerPoint presentation slides. So what the students do is they come in, they get their first question. Which subatomic particle has a positive charge and is found in the nucleus? Right. So then they answer that. There's like proton, neutron, positron. These questions get randomized, but the answers get randomized, but the questions themselves are always in the same order. So after they answer this question, if they get it right or wrong, it shows them how many points they got and where they are as compared to other students answering the questions that have answered them already. So they could see if they're on the number 1, 2, 3 spot, or they could see if they're not. And then after they answer the question, they go directly to a slide that has the answer and explanation for the answer, and maybe has an infographic, or as you can see down here, which is a property of metals. The answer could be conductor of electricity, could be that they're malleable, they're ductile, conductor of heat. So they answer this question, and then they see their score, and then they get to they can watch a video on metals, nonmetals, and metalloids. So they get the answer written here. Metals are malleable and difform, physical, altered, pulled together, shiny room temperature, good conductors of heat, electricity, and oxide. So this is directly what we tell them. Okay, this is what it is. So whether they got this right or wrong, if they got it wrong, now they know how the correct answer should have been. And then they could watch a video from YouTube. Any video from YouTube you can put in here. This is a nice short one that just directly says what metals, nonmetals, and metalloids, what their characteristics are, what they were used for, all kinds of cool stuff. So you can use just words. Metals and nonmetals form ionic bonds. Okay, that's the answer. Or you could use infographics that show anions and cations for metals and nonmetals, right? Sodium and chlorine, metal, nonmetal, and how the electrons transfer from one to the other and what happens there. Or you could have videos that explain. So if a student wants to see why they got something wrong, they could watch a video and learn something. All right. And this could be any video from YouTube. You just put it in there. So that's a nice weekly challenge. It's fun. The students like it. We text it out, and then we get the response. We have lots of students that come back and play. They ask for more. They say, hey, is there any more of those? And we're like, right now, we're just doing it once a week, but we want to build an entire bank. So how do I get these questions? Well, there's a lot of ways. All right. So Kahoot itself has its own AI. So we'll see that in a second. But usually what I like to do is I like to upload things. So I have this PowerPoint presentation. All right. PowerPoint presentation, force in motion. And you can come to ChatGPT, which this is, and I already did this, force in motion. Let's go ahead and put this PowerPoint. Same PowerPoint again. Add photos or files. It could be any PowerPoint you created. It could be any PowerPoint at all. And then I got this out of the way. I want the PowerPoint, right? Could use a PDF. I'll explain it. So the PowerPoint gets uploaded in here. You could use the web. You could just ask it to generate questions. And please use this uploaded PowerPoint to create 20 multiple choice lessons. The other one I said up here, I said Bloom's taxonomy. Okay, but here I'm just going to say there. Let's click it, and now it's going to take some time. ChatGPT is usually pretty fast. So what do we do over here? We have, here's 20 multiple choice on this PowerPoint. All right, what is the frame of reference? This is great. All right. Question, how is speed calculated? Answers. All right, so it's creating these, speed and velocity. These are all great multiple choice questions. Now, once up here, I said, oh, I want to have Bloom's taxonomy. I said, here's a knowledge level. So you can comprehension, understanding. So you can ask any type of questions to create these multiple choice questions. So now I actually have 40 questions, multiple choice questions for this PowerPoint, from this PowerPoint presentation. And for some reason it stopped here, but it's still working on it. There it goes. So now let's look at NotebookLM. All right. So I did the same thing here. Now what I did was on my YouTube page, instead of using I'll do this again. So let's go. It does Quizlets. I can ask questions. So let's just do a new one. All right. So create a new notebook, and I'll show you what I did here. And I'm going to do the YouTube video. So what I showed you before was copy. I could use any YouTube video. This is one I created. This is a YouTube video that I created. And now it's going to do all this stuff. And it used to be able to make podcasts. I don't see that here anymore. So I don't know what happened with those podcast production. But this is a video that I created specifically for my class, animation, force and motion, Newton's 3 laws. So now I use this as a reference because this contains the specific information the students in my class get tested on. I could use all types of videos. I could, let's see, let's do this. So here we go. It says over here, make a quiz. So there you go. Click on that, and that's going to take a time to generate a quiz, multiple choice questions. Awesome. I didn't have to type anything in here. I just clicked on it. You could create flashcards. You can create a video overview. I don't see where it is anymore, but there used to be over here. You could create a podcast. I used to create podcasts. I really love that. So I don't know what happened to that. I could probably go over here and see things. Those are Google Apps. All right. So let's see. Paul Science. Let's see what comes up here. It's the number one thing. Who is this guy's name? Let's do Khan Academy then. It's the same thing. This Paul guy. I can't remember who he is. Everybody loves him. Khan Academy. See what we got here. This free body. AP Physics. Force and motion. See what comes up here. Paul Anderson. I think that's it. Okay, high school physics, force and motion. Okay, here we go. So here is. I don't want to listen to it. 2-minute thing, force and motion, electromagnetics. That isn't really close to what I want. So you can see when you use other people's videos, you have all these things. That's great. That's great. But it's not really what. This is just a chunk. So let's do Paul Anderson. This is another guy, just like Khan Academy. It's just him. Paul Anderson. This is a different Paul Anderson. We'll do science. Bozeman science. Okay, Bozeman science. Let's do this. All right, so Bozeman science. And then here's a look. Force and motion. So this is another one. This is a guy who basically just all he does is read out of a book, and everyone's like, "Yeah, that's great." So we got force and motion. You can see right here, his whole video is just him reading on a book. If you ever saw it, and then he gives things. So let's go copy this. Oh, or you could use Crash Course. You could, which is really good. You could use TED Ed. You could use any of those videos. So let's go back here. And here's our science quiz. So this is from the video I created, right? And these questions, according to the video, primary distribution scientific law and theory. So, okay, that looks great. There you go. Those are good multiple choice. Let's create a new one here. Create new using Paul Anderson's video. YouTube. Control V. Insert. And then we get this. So all right, so this is what I'm talking about. You can create a quiz. All of this Newton's 3 laws. This is all information the students learn. So this is all good. So maybe you're a teacher who just tells students to watch Bozeman Science. Okay, great. You could take any of his videos, create quizzes, flashcards, um, lab reports, anything you want using NotebookLM from Google. So now we're done with that. All right, so we got all these questions from here. We have all these questions from here. I can create a new notebook. So this is my uploader source. Okay, so PDFs. So I changed my PowerPoint presentation that you just saw into a PDF. So it's the same presentation. Here it is. This is my PDF. I just exported it. So if you don't know how to do that, it's pretty simple. You go over here, you go File, Export as PDF, and bam, you're done with that. So let's close that. I don't need that anymore. I don't need this anymore. That's just the same thing. And here we go. Force Newton's laws. Create a quiz. So here we go. This is it's an old PowerPoint presentation I used back in like 2004 for a English as a second language physical science course that I taught in South Side of Chicago. So it's a simple PowerPoint, but it gets to the point. Say. All right, so let's go back. Here's this. So what do I want to do here? Now I want to create using the AI here. I want to create PDF. Okay, there we go. So that's why I created this. So I took my PowerPoint, I created a PDF with it. I hit open, and now all this stuff came up here. Here it is. And now generate. It's generating something. AI assistant. And I want to create a Kahoot. So I could take all these questions. I could just make the Kahoot, find the 5 best questions I want for this, or I can add 10. I just created all these quizzes, right? Cars driving. This is great. Next. Here's 10 questions by just clicking on this quiz for NotebookLM, study guides, all that stuff, note-taking guides, all that stuff. I have Bloom's taxonomy here. I could say, oh, I want to have different levels of Bloom taxonomy. So quick, so simple. Use any of that stuff just to make the Kahoot, but I could also use the artificial intelligence in the Kahoot to make quizzes. All right, so here we go. Here's a quiz. I got my PDF. That's what it's called. How often do you think about motion? All right, let's see. So what is a frame of reference? What describes constant speed? Speed only. True or false? Friction always speeds up. What does the momentum mean? This was a Kahoot that they just created just by simply putting up a PowerPoint. Now, I will say, me personally, I don't think the Kahoot questions are at the level that the ChatGPT questions and the NotebookLM questions are. But if I'm in a hurry, bam, there's my Kahoot. Generate, send it to the kids, you're done.